think the journey for Moat, and now I'm head of Robinswood, is slightly behind, and I think what we can see is the beginning of that journey, but because the development had started here, the impact it's having is a lot quicker at Robinswood, because we've already, literally yesterday I was in our dining room and there must have been 10 volunteers hearing children read, and the buzz that was around reading and the conversation that was going on was incredible. Every child a reader is the government's tagline. After every child matters. They realise that every child needs to be a reader. It takes them a while to catch up with us teachers. We've known that for years. The statistics are that if a child has a home library with as little as 20 books on it, it gives them 3 more years of education, which is massive. That's the difference between leaving school at 16 or leaving school at 19. And it makes me emotional because these year 1 children that Linda worked with at Moat, nobody heard them read. And now they were all heard read. And 80% is massive from 4%. It's the biggest change in percentage that you've seen, and she worked with them all through that year to make a difference, and you still see those children now, and the difference that it's made to them is incredible. And she's done the same that they did here. She's year 3, 4 now at Robinswood. She's changing lives, and that costs money, and the government don't have that money, and they don't have that money to give us, whereas we find it from everywhere. Linda's found it, as she said to Charlotte said, she's found that money and she's made a difference. And if we can change lives, we can change their lives forever. And I think that's what's really important. It can change the future for many, many children. I think at the moment with COVID, we know that lots of people have got other issues in their lives. Stresses and mental health has been a massive thing. And there's also a statistic that says you hear a child read for 6 minutes and it relieves their stress by up to 70%. And that's everybody. From little dots right up to 16, 18-year-olds. If you read for 6 minutes a day, it can change your stress levels by up to 70%. I mean, as adults, I don't think we think about that, but if you sit down in the evening and turn the telly off, switch off and sit and read a book, it can change your stress levels, and that's what this Read With Me is doing for our children, because our children get stressed. They get just as wound up and emotionally affected by everything that's gone on in their little lives, in their families. So the reading isn't just about education, it's about emotions, it's about mental health. All those things that for our generations coming through now, social media and the stresses of life are massive. And all that Read With Me can do to support that is huge. During the lockdown, as they did here, they brought packs of books, hundreds of books. And the children were amazed by what they were given. They were delivered by our staff, they got their Christmas presents. The parents couldn't believe it. I could hear them on the plane, where's this come from? Who's given you this book for free? Oh my goodness, it was astounding. And that knock-on effect that it has for young people is massive. And the day-to-day coming in, hearing children read, but it just makes a difference elsewhere. And it affects them all, it affects their families, it affects the community. And for me, that bigger picture for Matson and for Tuffley, for Podsmead, for our area in Gloucester, could change the future for so many, many people. And I think that's the point Mark was trying to make before, that our schools sit at the heart of those communities, and if we get it right at school, it changes everything.